Chosen one, we've only scratched the surface, but now it's time to dive deeper into what God is revealing about your life. This divine activation is not just a feeling or a momentary shift, it's a divine acceleration that you've been called to align with. Heaven has been preparing you for this moment, and now the pieces are falling into place. It's time to recognize the power that is within you. It's not a power that's coming from somewhere else. It's a power that has always been inside you, patiently waiting for you to step into it. This is the force that has been building in your life, but it's only now, in this moment, that it's being activated. But here's the catch. You cannot simply wait for the shift to happen on its own. God is calling you to align with what He's releasing in your life. Aligning means recognizing your worth, embracing the truth that you are chosen, and understanding that this season is not like the others. This is a season of empowerment, a season where you no longer ask for permission to step into your destiny. You are the permission. You might have felt disconnected, confused, or uncertain about how to step into this new phase. You may have even doubted whether you were truly worthy or ready for what's coming. But I'm here to tell you, you are more than ready. Heaven didn't just activate this shift for you to watch from the sidelines. No, you are being called to take action, to step forward in faith. God's divine timing is not like our human timing. You may have prayed for years, hoping for a breakthrough, but God has been preparing you. This activation is about bringing you into divine alignment, aligning your thoughts, your actions, your heart with the will of heaven. And when you do that, you will begin to see things fall into place effortlessly. You may have been holding on to fears, doubts, or insecurities, but I'm here to declare that today marks the end of that. The weight of self-doubt will be lifted, and your faith will rise. You will no longer be bound by the old cycles that held you back. You are stepping into a new chapter of freedom, empowerment, and manifestation. But you must take the first step, and that begins now. Right now, I want you to align with what God is revealing. Take a deep breath, type activation in the comments below to declare your readiness, and know that your declaration is the key that unlocks this divine shift. Now, chosen one, take a moment. Breathe in deeply. Feel the shift happening within you. This is the beginning of a new chapter. If you felt the power of this prayer, if your spirit is stirring, comment 777 below to seal your alignment. Like, share, and subscribe to continue walking in divine alignment with this message. And remember, your breakthrough is already here. You've been prepared, chosen, and activated for this moment. God's chosen ones. This is a message heaven couldn't keep until you heard it. Listen carefully, you, the chosen one, because what is happening right now is not a gentle whisper drifting through the background of your life. This is not a soft breeze brushing past your spirit. No, this is the kind of divine interruption that cracks through the atmosphere. God Himself is speaking directly, deliberately, unmistakably to you. And the words He releases carry a sharpness, an urgency, a holy intensity designed to shake your soul awake. I am displeased, He says, not with the vindictive fury of human anger, but with the deep, divine frustration that comes from watching potential go dormant, gifts go unexpressed, and your destiny delayed by hesitation that was never meant to have authority over your life. Imagine, for a moment, the creator of all universes, the one who commands supernovas to erupt and galaxies to spin, the one who architects time as though it were clay in His hands, pausing His infinite orchestration to speak to you personally. Feel the weight of that truth. Let it settle. This is your moment, and heaven refuses to let it slip by unnoticed. Psalm 95:7 echoes here. Today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. Every distraction around you is being sliced open by his voice, every layer of noise peeled back so his message reaches the deepest part of your being. This anger you feel brushing against your spirit is not punishment, it is love wearing fire, love that refuses to watch you shrink when heaven wrote expansion into your DNA. Love that demands you stop treating your assignment as optional. You, the chosen one, carry a divine blueprint woven into your existence. And every delay, every moment you hesitate, every time you silence your calling to cater to fear, is not a neutral act, it is a detour away from what heaven has reserved exclusively for you. Ask yourself quietly, honestly, how many times did God have to raise his voice to stop you from breaking your own heart? How many moments were warnings disguised as discomfort? How often was conviction mislabeled as fear? A parent raises their voice not to harm the child, but to protect them from danger. Multiply that by eternity, and you get the intensity you're feeling now. Jeremiah 31:3 reminds you, I have loved you with an everlasting love, therefore I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. If you feel chills ripple across your spine, a lump forming in your throat, or a heat settling in your chest, understand, that is God's energy touching your soul. He is positioning you, activating you, igniting something monumental within you, but ignition requires response. Heaven can stir the flame, but you must step into the fire. This is your wake-up call, your divine alarm clock ringing across realms. Do not sleep through what eternity is shouting for you to hear. The universe, created and sustained by God's command, is bending, shifting, opening doors that were previously sealed. Yet you must engage with what is being offered. You must acknowledge this sacred interruption as heaven's insistence that your time is now. Romans 13:11 presses on your spirit. The hour has already come for you to wake from your slumber. You are not just anyone, you are the chosen one. God has paused his eternal schedule, paused the spinning of stars, the singing of angels, the symphony of existence, to focus his gaze, his voice, his intention on you. Pause and let that truth breathe inside your chest. There is nothing casual about this moment. It is precise, personal, profoundly intentional. This is divine architecture, God reinforcing the foundation of who you are and who you are becoming. This pause is the proof that your life matters in the grand tapestry of creation. It is heaven declaring that the universe itself is rooting for your awakening. Being chosen is both gift and responsibility. It is a summons to rise above mediocrity, to step into the greatness heaven hid inside you long before you understood your own name. Michelangelo once said that inside every block of marble, he saw an angel waiting to be freed. In the same way, heaven has always seen the masterpiece locked inside your spirit. This message is the chisel tapping against your stone. Think of a gardener nurturing a rare seed, watering, pruning, shielding it from storms until the right season arrives. That is exactly how God is treating you. John 15:2 whispers over you, every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more. What feels like pressure is preparation. What feels like shaking is alignment. What feels like fire is refinement. And within this divine pause lies a mirror, reflecting back everything you've ignored, dismissed, or delayed. It is an invitation to align not with who you were, but with the highest version of who you are called to become. The composer Arvo Pärt once said his music was an attempt to return to purity. In the same way, God is calling you back to the purity of purpose, stripping away noise so your spirit can hear the original melody of your calling. One of my personal revelations is this: purpose rarely shouts, it echoes, it reverberates through discomfort, conviction, and divine interruptions like this one. And the question rising inside you now, what if everything I lost was clearing space for everything heaven promised? Is not doubt, it is awakening. The chosen you is emerging. The aligned you is rising. The awakened you is ready. And now, dear chosen one, I invite you. Share your reflections, your awakening moments, your confirmations in the comments. Let this become a community of souls walking in divine purpose together. Every trial, heartbreak, and obstacle in your past was part of the preparation for this very moment. Everything you've endured, the hidden battles, the private tears, the disappointments you never told anyone about, has been shaping you for the divine assignment God is calling you into now. Romans 8:18 breathes truth over this season. The sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Your pain was not pointless, it was prophetic. And now the call is clear. Embrace your calling, trust His timing, and step boldly into the extraordinary life He has designed for you. This is not just encouragement, it is divine destiny knocking at your door. But to truly hear God, you must create sacred space. This is not a casual suggestion, it is a requirement. The constant noise of life, people's opinions, daily burdens, social distractions, can drown out the most important voice in the universe. Isaiah 30:21 promises, "Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it,' when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left." But that whisper cannot reach you if your spirit is buried under noise. This is your invitation to step away from the chatter, from the chaos, from anything that clutters your clarity. Step into silence where your mind can unclutter, your heart can open, and your soul can breathe again. Silence is not empty. Silence is sacred architecture. It is the canvas where divine revelations are painted. Without it, the subtle whispers, the gentle nudges, the divine guidance meant specifically for you might be drowned out by the mundane. How many times have you missed God's instruction because your spirit was too loud for His whisper? How often has clarity tried to reach you while your attention was pulled in 10 different directions? In this sacred space, every emotion becomes magnified. Fear, joy, confusion, resistance, each one a divine signal guiding you closer to truth. The mystics knew this. The prophets lived by it. Moses found revelation on the mountain. Buddha found enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Jesus found strength in the wilderness. They stepped into stillness because they understood that in quiet spaces, heaven speaks loudly. Psalm 62:1 says, "For God alone my soul waits in silence. From Him comes my salvation." Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of God. As you enter this quiet, pay attention to the shift, the slight tingling in your chest, the thoughts too profound to be your own, the sudden alignment of ideas you've been struggling with. These are God's fingerprints on your soul. This is the divine calibration before transformation. Do not rush this. Don't sprint past the stillness. In the same way musicians tune their instruments before a symphony begins, God is tuning your heart, your thinking, your inner frequency for the next movement of your life. Expect your emotions to surge like waves, unpredictable, powerful, cleansing. Joy may rise without warning. Fear may grip you for reasons you can't articulate, but none of it is random. This is God rewiring you. John 16:13 tells you what this process is doing. When the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all truth. Truth often arrives through emotional tides that wash away everything false, everything heavy, everything no longer aligned with your destiny. Let the waves come, let the silence speak. Let the space between your breaths become a sanctuary where your spirit can finally receive what heaven has been trying to show you. Creation itself seems to be holding its breath as God prepares you for this next chapter. Ephesians 3:20 is already unfolding over you. Now to Him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. This is what you're being prepared for: abundance beyond imagination, purpose beyond limitation, clarity beyond confusion. Chosen one, your transformation is not a small thing. It is cosmic, sacred, written into the architecture of heaven long before you were born. And now, as you step into silence, you are stepping into alignment with everything God has whispered over your life. Every surge, every flutter of emotion you feel is a signpost, pointing you toward alignment, or alerting you to what must change. Your emotions are not random. They are divine messengers sent to guide you on the path God has set before you. Each feeling, each shift, is not just a passing moment. It's an invitation to deepen your understanding of yourself and your purpose. Your emotional landscape is being prepared to receive the divine plan in its fullness. Transformation, after all, is inherently messy. It is not clean, it is not tidy, it is raw, untamed, and often unpredictable. Just as a storm churns the ocean to bring new life to its depths, so too does your emotional turbulence serve as a necessary part of your awakening. The chaos you feel is not random. It is divine energy moving within you, preparing you for the next step. You may feel disoriented or overwhelmed at times, feeling as though the ground beneath you is shifting. You may question why things are happening the way they are. Why do I feel unsettled? Why does my heart feel torn between the past and the future? Know this, these moments are temporary, but they are essential. They are the moment before the breakthrough, the discomfort before the clarity, the storm before the calm. Embrace them, examine them, allow them to teach you what needs to be released in order to make space for what God is about to reveal. Each emotional wave you experience is a step closer to divine clarity. As your feelings oscillate, as they ebb and flow, remember, this is proof of life being rearranged for your highest good. This is God's orchestration at work through the emotional turbulence. He is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. The psalmist writes in Psalm 94:19, "When I said, 'My foot is slipping,' your love, O Lord, supported me." Even in your moments of greatest uncertainty, when you feel like everything is slipping away, God's love is the force that holds you steady. His love is the anchor in the storm, and these waves you're riding are simply part of His refining process. The key here is not to suppress or judge your emotions. Resist the urge to dismiss what you're feeling as weakness or as a sign that you're off course. Instead, track, reflect, and integrate them. What are these emotions trying to tell you? What areas of your life are they calling for attention? Your heart is being trained to recognize truth, your intuition is being sharpened, and your spirit is being prepared for the deeper revelations that are coming. These emotional waves are not chaos. They are the rhythm of transformation, orchestrated by the hand of God Himself. Think about the way a symphony is composed. The music doesn't simply stay in one key or one note. The composer weaves dissonance and harmony, tension and release into one cohesive piece of art. Your emotions are the notes in God's symphony of transformation. Every dissonant chord you feel now is preparing you for the harmony that is to come. You may not see how it all fits together yet, but trust that it does. 2 Corinthians 4:17 reminds us, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Every bit of emotional turbulence, every trial, is achieving something beautiful in the unseen realms. Trust that it is working for your good, even if it feels like chaos now. Even if your world seems still, know that God is working tirelessly behind the scenes. Opportunities, circumstances, and people are being positioned in perfect alignment for your breakthrough. You may not see it yet, and that is intentional. Divine orchestration requires precision, timing, and secrecy. Think of how a playwright never reveals the ending until the final act. The plot builds slowly, with each scene adding depth and significance. God is writing your story in the same way. His movements are unseen, but they are decisive. His timing is always perfect, even when it feels like things are delayed or confusing. You might wonder, why do things feel delayed? Why does it seem like I'm walking in circles instead of moving forward? This is part of God's process. Every delay, every moment of confusion is part of the divine rhythm. You are not being held back. You are being prepared. You are being positioned for the breakthrough that will come at the perfect moment. Isaiah 55:8-9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Trust that God's timing far exceeds anything you can comprehend. He sees the whole picture while you are focused on one moment. He is aligning the threads of your entire life. As you move forward, remember that turbulence is part of your transformation. Do not run from it. Do not resist it. Instead, surrender to the process. Ask yourself, what if the discomfort I feel is preparing me for something extraordinary? What if the challenges in my life are not meant to break me, but to shape me into the person I need to become? What if God is using this moment of stillness to speak to me more clearly than ever before? You are being called into a new season. Your heart, your spirit, and your mind are being fine-tuned for the divine purpose that God has for you. Trust the process. Lean into it. Allow your emotions to be the guideposts that lead you into your destiny. Every surge of emotion is a sign of life. Every wave of feeling is a divine signal pointing you toward the next step. God is working in you, even in the midst of uncertainty, and He is preparing you for the life He has designed. You are the chosen one, and this transformation is only the beginning. Trust that nothing is wasted and nothing is random. Every challenge, every setback, and every unexpected encounter is part of a meticulously designed strategy for your life. Nothing you've been through has been meaningless. The struggles, the disappointments, the detours, they are not obstacles on your path. They are the very elements shaping you into who you were meant to become. In the grand tapestry of creation, your experiences are threads being woven into the fabric of your purpose. Think of it like a chessboard. God is the master strategist, and your life is His game. The moves are being calculated far ahead, ensuring that when you make your move, victory is inevitable. But here's the secret. You are not a pawn in this game. You are a key player, an active participant in the divine design. Your responsibility is to stay aware, stay receptive, and act when prompted. This is co-creation, not passive waiting. God is the force moving the pieces, but you are the key actor stepping into the moment when the time is right. Your awareness and readiness are essential because they will allow you to seize the opportunities already being prepared, turning divine planning into tangible life transformation. You might feel as though life has been full of unanswered questions or delayed answers. You've wondered why certain doors never seemed to open, why certain relationships faded, or why dreams you cherished seemed to slip through your fingers. But God is aligning the universe for you. He is recalibrating the world around you to bring balance into your life. Romans 8:28 speaks truth over this process. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Every setback, every challenge, every time it seemed like nothing was working in your favor, it has all been part of God's divine recalibration. He has been positioning you, preparing you for this moment of alignment. Doors that were previously closed are opening. Obstacles that once felt insurmountable are being removed. This is not coincidence, it is divine timing. It is a cosmic alignment where your efforts meet opportunities designed specifically for you. It's like a lock that has resisted every previous attempt to open it. For years, it seemed as though you were standing in front of a door, trying key after key, and none of them worked. But now, God is inserting the key. His perfect timing is unlocking what has been hidden from your sight. This moment is not by chance. It's the culmination of a divine plan that has been unfolding since the beginning of time, leading you to this place. And these opportunities, this divine timing, it may not come as a loud, thunderous revelation. At first, they may start small, almost imperceptible. A quiet conversation with a stranger, a chance meeting that sparks a new connection, an unexpected insight that suddenly makes sense of something you've been struggling with for years. Pay attention to these moments. They are not random. They are not coincidences. They are God's subtle whispers moving the pieces into place. Think of them like seeds planted in the ground, seeds that may be invisible at first, but will soon sprout into something monumental. The universe is subtly shifting, recalibrating everything to align with your purpose, creating momentum that will soon be undeniable. You may not see it yet, but everything is coming together. Every conversation, every thought, every relationship is moving you closer to the life God has planned for you. And when you begin to recognize these moments, when you begin to see how God's hand has been at work, moving the pieces of your life together in ways you couldn't have planned, you'll start to feel a deep sense of peace and certainty that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Have you ever felt that quiet pull of divine direction in the most unexpected places? Maybe it was a chance encounter that led to something life-changing. What if those coincidences were part of God's orchestration, setting up the next phase of your journey? And as you look back on the seasons that felt unclear or unproductive, how might you see God's hand moving, positioning you exactly where you needed to be? Trust that this is God's hand working in your life, His purpose being revealed in real time. Philippians 1-6 encourages you in this process, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. God has already begun a good work in you, and He will finish it. You don't have to rush or force things. You just need to stay awake to what He's doing in and through you. There's an invitation here, and it's a powerful one, to trust in God's divine timing, even when it feels like things are moving too slowly or not at all. Proverbs 3-5-6 tells you, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Trust in the process. Trust in God's ability to move the pieces, even when you can't see the whole picture. His timing is always perfect, even when you feel like you're standing still. What if everything you've been through, every disappointment, every closed door, every delay, was God's perfect preparation for what's coming next? What if all of those moments were setting the stage for the breakthrough that's about to happen? And how can you stay more awake to the small moments of divine alignment in your life, trusting that God is moving you exactly where you need to be? You are not waiting for God to move. He is already moving. He is already positioning you for the opportunities He has designed for you. Your job is to stay aware, to stay receptive, and to act when prompted. You are co-creating with God. He is the strategist. You are the key actor. When the time is right and the opportunity presents itself, step boldly into it. Trust that you are prepared, that everything you've been through has brought you to this moment. This is the divine dance. God moves first, but you are called to move with Him. His timing is precise, His plan is perfect, and everything He has for you is already on its way. This is not random. This is divine orchestration at its finest. Small actions now lay the groundwork for monumental shifts ahead. What you do today, no matter how small it seems, is setting the foundation for the life you are about to live. Every thought, every choice, every step you take is part of the divine architecture being built for your destiny. Change doesn't always come in thunderous moments. Sometimes it's in the quiet actions that go unnoticed by the world, but are profoundly seen by heaven. These seemingly insignificant acts, whether it's making a difficult decision, setting a boundary, or simply choosing peace over chaos, are the invisible threads that weave your life into a grand tapestry of transformation. God is speaking into your life now, urging you to trust that each small opportunity, no matter how minor it seems, is a thread in the tapestry of your ultimate transformation. It's all connected, and everything is leading you exactly where you need to be. Transformation demands change. The very nature of growth requires that things be shaken, rearranged, and recalibrated. This is why God is speaking so clearly to you now, because you're in the middle of a sacred shift, and it's essential that you respond with clarity. Change is not optional. It's essential for your soul's evolution, for the fulfillment of your divine purpose. God has been preparing you for this moment, and He's calling you to step into the fullness of what He has designed for you. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here." You are a new creation, and this new version of you requires new surroundings, new relationships, and new patterns. Your surroundings, routines, and relationships have a profound role in shaping who you are and who you are becoming. Think about it. The environments you inhabit, the people you surround yourself with, and the habits you cultivate are the very things that either support your growth or stifle it. God is signaling that the people, places, and patterns that no longer serve you must be re-evaluated. For change is not just inevitable, it is necessary for your spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being. The book of Proverbs 13:20 reminds us, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." You are being called to walk in wisdom, to surround yourself with those who propel you forward, not hold you back. Look closely at the people in your life. Are they supportive? Are they inspiring you to rise? Or are they weighing you down, draining your energy, and fostering doubt? Ask yourself, are they aligned with your purpose, with your higher calling? This is not an easy question, but it is an essential one. Sometimes the hardest but most necessary step is to distance yourself from negativity, even if it comes from familiar sources. God is not calling you to sever ties out of malice, but out of divine alignment. It's about making room for those who are meant to walk with you in this next season. Some people simply cannot go where you're headed, and that is okay. Remember, your life is a sacred journey, and not everyone is meant to stay along the way. True growth requires intentional choices, courageous decisions, and clear boundaries. It's easy to keep people in your life because you're familiar with them, but what is easy is not always what is best for you. Growth requires that you step into discomfort, that you make choices that honor your soul's evolution, even if it means letting go of things or people that have been part of your life for a long time. In Matthew 5:30, Jesus tells us, "If your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell." While this speaks to the dangers of sin, it also emphasizes the need for radical change when something or someone no longer serves your highest good. What in your life is holding you back? What are you holding on to out of fear or comfort, even though it no longer aligns with your purpose? Physical environment matters too. God is not just concerned with your emotional or spiritual space. He is concerned with the physical spaces you inhabit. Are the places you go nurturing your focus, your creativity, and your connection with God? Seek spaces that allow you to connect deeply with your spirit and with your purpose. Just as a plant cannot grow in infertile soil, your spirit cannot thrive in environments that stifle growth. Sometimes a simple change of scenery can catalyze the clarity and momentum you need. A walk in nature, a moment of solitude in a quiet room, a change of environment, whether temporary or permanent, these simple actions can open the floodgates of insight and creativity. God is aligning everything around you to support the next step of your journey. And part of that alignment includes removing what no longer fits. You are stepping into a season of rapid transformation, and just like a sculptor chisels away excess marble to reveal the masterpiece inside, God is chiseling away everything that does not reflect the person you are becoming. This is sacred work, and it requires your cooperation. Psalm 46:10 calls you into this sacred space of stillness. Be still, and know that I am God. In stillness, you will hear His voice, guiding you to the next step, aligning your choices with His will. What spaces in your life are you still holding on to that no longer serve your transformation? What relationships are you nurturing that may be draining your energy or leading you off course? How can you make room for new people, new opportunities, and new growth in your life? These questions are not just for reflection, they are the key to unlocking the next phase of your life. As you embrace change, remember this is your divine destiny unfolding before your eyes. The divine blueprint is already in place. You have been chosen, and now you are being prepared for the next phase of your journey. Trust that God is guiding you, even in the moments of discomfort, even when the path seems unclear. Everything is falling into place as it should. This is your season of transformation. Embrace it, welcome it, and allow it to guide you into the fullness of your purpose. God is orchestrating your surroundings just as much as your relationships, preparing the perfect conditions for your destiny to unfold. Everything around you is shifting, aligning, and recalibrating not by accident, but by divine design. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already been rearranging the atmosphere of your life so that when the moment arrives, nothing can stop what God has ordained. Isaiah 43:19 echoes over your spirit. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? The new thing is not coming. It is already here, already alive beneath your feet, already rising within your chest. It's time to move, not later, not when you feel fully confident, not when every detail makes sense. Now. Action is the bridge between vision and reality. You can carry revelation, insight, and dreams, but without movement, they remain spiritual blueprints without earthly form. God is calling you to displace yourself, to step away from the habits, routines, and comfort zones that have silently kept you confined. The familiar may feel safe, but it has also become a cage, and heaven refuses to let you shrink yourself any longer. This first step may feel daunting, even uncomfortable. You may feel trembling in your chest or hesitation in your bones. But discomfort is not a warning, it is confirmation. Growth is never found in familiarity. Growth is forged in courage, persistence, and intentional motion. Think of a caterpillar leaving its cocoon, pushing against walls that once protected it. It doesn't know how to fly yet, but the urge to break free is stronger than the fear of the unknown. That is you now. God has been whispering, nudging, and now urging. It's time. Step out, move forward, rise. Displacement is both physical and mental. It affects where you go, how you think, what you do daily. It's the quiet decision to shift your morning rhythm. It's the brave refusal to continue patterns that drain your spirit. It's the choice to leave places where your soul no longer fits. This act signals readiness to the universe and to God. It is a declaration without words. I am prepared for transformation. I am ready for the plan you have for me. Even the smallest step, a new habit, a shift in focus, a courageous conversation initiates a ripple effect that changes the trajectory of your life. Why is God asking you to move now? Because movement unlocks His momentum. Heaven has already arranged opportunities behind the scenes. Doors are positioned, people are prepared, timing is set. But your step is the catalyst that tells creation, begin. James 2:17 reminds us that faith without works is dead. Your action is not a performance, it is participation. Without it, divine opportunity remains potential energy waiting for your spark. Be bold. Take the step and trust that God is already catching you on the other side. Every time you step out, heaven steps in. Every time you say yes to direction, God says yes to provision. Every time you lean into courage, God aligns you with purpose. The question rising in your heart now, what will my life look like if I stop postponing the inevitable, is not fear. It is awakening. Open your eyes, heart and mind to the subtle signs God is sending you. These signs may come as recurring thoughts you can't ignore, vivid dreams that tug at your spirit, intuitive nudges that seem louder than logic. Sometimes God speaks through coincidences so precise they feel scripted. Proverbs 20:27 whispers truth here. The spirit of man is the lamp of the Lord, searching his innermost parts. Your intuition is not random, it is the lamp God uses to illuminate your path. The universe is constantly speaking to the ones willing to listen. And now more than ever, it's time for you to pay attention. Each sign is a breadcrumb guiding you along your path, not to confuse you, but to confirm you. God's hints may appear in daily life, a sentence you overhear at the right moment, a line in a book that pierces your heart, a sudden insight while washing dishes. Do not dismiss them. They are the quiet language of heaven. Psalm 32:8 reinforces this. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. His eye is on you now, guiding your steps in ways your mind cannot yet comprehend. Like a map hidden in plain sight, these signs are designed to direct, instruct, and reassure. The smallest observation, when noticed and acted upon, can trigger a domino effect of divine alignment. Trust your intuition. It is the language God uses to speak directly to your soul. When something feels significant, pursue it. When a choice feels strangely right, or a door opens with unusual ease, step through. These are not accidents. They are orchestrated signals preparing you for the next chapter of your transformation. You may wonder in moments of stillness, what if the very sign I've been waiting for has already appeared? What if God has been speaking but I didn't know how to recognize his tone? These questions are not doubts. They are thresholds. When they arise, God is inviting you into deeper awareness, deeper discernment, deeper trust. The days ahead are not ordinary. They are a season of radical transformation. But with this shift comes the divine challenge of patience. Before flight, there is struggle. Before breakthrough, there is tension. Before fullness, there is waiting. Psalm 27:14 anchors you here. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. But waiting is not passive. It is active readiness, spiritual alertness, heart-level anticipation. This patience is not punishment, it is preparation. God is aligning everything, the timing, the opportunities, the people, the places. And though it may feel like slow motion, something in your spirit knows the truth. You are being positioned with precision. Heaven is timing your rise, so that when the doors swing open, you will not merely walk through them, you will own the space on the other side. The final question echoing inside you, am I willing to trust God enough to move before I see the full picture, is where destiny begins. Every chosen one must answer that question at least once, and when you do, everything changes. Trusting God's timing means letting go of frustration, doubt, and the urge to control the process. It requires a softening of the heart, a loosening of the grip, and a surrendering of the timeline you once clung to. Because when God is involved, time itself becomes a servant of destiny. The most beautiful outcomes require unseen preparation. Like a master painter who spends months layering colors no one notices until the final stroke, God has been layering your life with shades, textures, and moments of meaning that will only make sense when the masterpiece is complete. You are not waiting for God to start working. He has been working all along. Psalm 37:7 whispers over you, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him." This stillness is not passivity, it is trust wrapped in quiet strength. Even if the change feels painfully slow, even if some days feel like déjà vu, as though nothing is shifting, maintain your faith. Each day, each breath, each decision is a building block in something monumental. You are constructing your future with heaven as your architect. Do not rush, do not second guess. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds you, He has made everything beautiful in its time, not before, not after, in its exact divine time. This process is shaping you into someone who can hold the blessing once it arrives. Trusting the timeline is an act of faith, courage, and spiritual maturity. It means believing that what God is doing behind the scenes is bigger than what you can currently perceive. And as life unfolds, as your awareness sharpens, you will start noticing the patterns, the subtle synchronicities, the divine nudges that confirm you are stepping into alignment. Sometimes, the signs appear like gentle suggestions. Other times, they strike your spirit like lightning. But either way, He is speaking, and you are learning to listen. The shift coming into your life is not gradual. When it arrives, it will be unmistakable, clear as sunrise, breaking through a storm. Keep your heart open, your mind alert, and your soul ready. Because when the timing is right, God will accelerate your progress in ways that defy logic. Doors that were stuck for years will swing open in a day. Delays will dissolve. Opportunities will multiply. And everything that once felt stagnant will suddenly feel alive. Isaiah 60:22 declares, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." One of the hardest lessons in spiritual evolution is surrender, truly letting go. God is asking you to release the illusion that you ever had full control. He is calling you to stop micromanaging outcomes, stop exhausting your mind with worst-case scenarios, and stop carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. Control creates stress, doubt, and distraction. Surrender creates peace, alignment, and freedom. Imagine lifting a massive weight off your chest, feeling your spirit expand as the pressure dissolves. That is the liberation born from trusting God completely. Your life is no longer yours alone, it is co-created with the divine. Every thought, every decision, every action is now influenced by a higher wisdom. This does not mean passivity, it means action guided by insight, purpose, and spiritual awareness. You are stepping forward, not as someone guessing, but as someone guided, not as someone scrambling, but as someone supported. Proverbs 16:9 assures you, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." Your steps are being directed even now. Surrender also means embracing uncertainty without fear, walking into the unknown knowing that God has gone ahead of you. You may not know the details, but He knows every outcome. He is orchestrating results beyond your comprehension, connections you haven't made yet, breakthroughs you haven't fathomed, blessings you didn't even know to pray for. What if the very thing you're afraid to release is the very thing blocking what God wants to give you? What if the waiting you resent is actually the preparation you need? What if uncertainty is not a threat, but a teacher? Trust transforms anxiety into anticipation, fear into excitement, and waiting into readiness. Leave it in His hands. Watch how effortlessly the extraordinary begins to unfold, not because you forced it, but because you yielded to it. Psalm 55:22 encourages, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you." You were never meant to carry this alone. But in moments of transformation, distractions multiply. Have you noticed how the closer you get to breakthrough, the more noise tries to drown out your clarity? The more your destiny approaches, the more temptations arise to pull you back into old patterns. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual resistance. Transformation attracts both divine acceleration and spiritual interference, which means you must guard your focus more fiercely than ever before. You may find yourself confronted with emotional triggers you thought you healed from, people resurfacing from your past, opportunities that look appealing but drain your spirit. Ask yourself, is this pulling me forward or pulling me backward? Is this aligned with who I am becoming or who I used to be? These questions are not mental exercises, they are spiritual compasses. They guide your discernment and anchor you in purpose. God is not just refining your circumstances, He is refining your attention. Your focus is holy, your clarity is sacred, and the enemy knows that if he can distract you, he can delay you. But as long as you remain centered, grounded, and attuned to God's voice, nothing can derail what He has planned for you. You are stepping into a season that requires both patience and movement, both surrender and readiness. This is the paradox of spiritual transformation. You are asked to wait and move simultaneously, to trust and act in the same breath. And yet, somehow, your spirit understands this dance intuitively. So breathe deeply, release the pressure, drop the weight. Lean into the divine flow carrying you forward. God's timing is not late. It is layered, intentional, and perfectly aligned with the blueprint He wrote for you long before you took your first breath. And soon, so very soon, you will look back at this moment and whisper to yourself, "This is why it had to happen this way. This is why the waiting was necessary. This is why surrender was my greatest strength." The extraordinary is not coming, it is unfolding, and you are ready for it. The enemy of growth often disguises itself as convenience, comfort, or promises that glitter without substance. It rarely arrives as something obviously destructive. Instead, it slips in quietly, in the form of shortcuts, old temptations, emotional numbing, or familiar habits that once felt harmless. God warns you to stay vigilant, because even the smallest diversions can derail your alignment if they catch you off guard. Distraction is rarely loud, it is subtle, seductive, and often disguised as what feels easier in the moment. 1 Peter 5-8 echoes through this season. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. This alertness is not fear, it is spiritual maturity. Every distraction is a test of focus, a challenge to your readiness to embrace your destiny fully. Recognize traps before they take hold. Notice when an internal shift tries to pull you off course. Negative thoughts, draining people, unnecessary obligations, emotional clutter, all these are not coincidences. They are carefully placed obstacles testing your commitment. This is the time to prioritize what truly matters, to safeguard your energy, and to keep your attention fixed on God's plan. Discipline in focus is not restrictive, it is liberating. Every moment you resist distraction, every decision to stay aligned, every time you choose truth over convenience, you strengthen your divine trajectory. It is as if each correct step carves a deliberate path through a dense spiritual forest. The more you walk it, the clearer the way becomes, not just for you, but for every version of yourself that had once struggled to find direction. Stay aware, stay grounded, keep your eyes fixed on the divine vision waiting to be realized. Ask yourself quietly, what distractions am I still entertaining that are too costly for where I'm going? The question itself is a doorway, one that reveals the places where your attention is leaking and the areas where boundaries are overdue. Your connection to God is not passive, it is active, dynamic, and ever evolving. This is a season where heaven is inviting you into deeper intimacy, to speak openly, listen attentively, and respond faithfully. Think of it as cultivating a relationship of divine reciprocity. Just as any human bond requires consistency, trust, and vulnerability, your relationship with God thrives through repetition, through choosing Him again and again, even when the world pulls in 100 different directions. Daily practices, prayer, meditation, reflection, gratitude serve as anchors. But beyond routine, this season is about awareness. Awareness of God's guidance in your thoughts, His presence in quiet moments, His reassurance woven into your day, His warnings hidden in your discomfort. Jeremiah 29-13 affirms this journey. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. This seeking is not frantic, it is intentional. It is choosing stillness over noise, truth over distraction, and alignment over convenience. The stronger your connection to God, the clearer your path becomes, the brighter your life feels. The more your internal compass aligns with His direction, this relationship does not just guide, it protects, it strengthens. It empowers you to recognize signs with clarity, to resist distractions with discernment, and to step boldly into your destiny with confidence rather than uncertainty. Ask your heart, do I truly trust God enough to let Him lead me even when the way is unfamiliar? Because the deeper the connection, the more unstoppable your transformation becomes. Every shift you feel, every challenge that arises, every opportunity that appears, these are reflections of God's love in action. This transformation is not punishment, it is a divine embrace. It is an act of fierce, intentional care for your highest potential. Love that truly matters develops from refinement. It requires friction, and growth without friction is impossible. God's love is proactive, not passive. He does not sit by and hope things work out. He goes before you. He clears paths you cannot see. He fights unseen battles on your behalf. He reroutes you when danger is ahead. He disrupts what is wrong so you can receive what is right. Romans 8:31 reassures you, if God is for us, who can be against us? His love is not gentle softness, it is protective fire. Even when you feel the heat of discomfort, remember, this is the warmth of divine care. It is the temperature of transformation. God is shaping you, stretching you, fortifying you into the person you were always meant to become. And though the process may challenge you, it is rooted in profound love. Deuteronomy 31:8 declares, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." This is not distant love. This is present love, active, intentional, guiding, shaping. Recognize this love in moments of change, in subtle confirmations, in unexpected opportunities, and even in obstacles meant to refine your focus. God is speaking through each shift. He is revealing through each moment of discomfort. He is aligning through each delay. And if you pause long enough to listen, you may find yourself wondering, what if everything happening now is not against me but for me? What if the pressure I feel is actually proof that transformation is near? What if the struggle is the sign that God is shaping something extraordinary in me? These are not doubts. These are awakenings. You are entering a season where everything you experience, every sign, every emotion, every challenge, is a direct invitation to align deeper with God's purpose. He is not just changing your surroundings. He is changing you. He is elevating your discernment, deepening your awareness, and sharpening your vision. This is the love that transforms. This is the love that heals. This is the love that awakens destiny. And you, chosen one, are right in the center of it. Transformation is God's gift, an unmistakable sign that you are seen, valued, and cherished beyond measure. It is heaven's way of reminding you that your life is not an accident, that every breath you take has purpose flowing through it. Transformation is not simply change, it is divine acknowledgement. It is God saying, "I have not forgotten you. I have been shaping you all along. Feel it, trust it. Let it empower you to rise into the full magnitude of your calling. Because everything you have endured, every step you have taken, every moment you chose faith over fear, alignment over distraction, obedience over convenience, has been leading you to a reward far beyond what you can imagine. God is ready to unveil the fruits of your faith, courage, and surrender. This is the moment when preparation meets opportunity, effort meets grace, and destiny finally comes into focus. Galatians 6-9 beats like a drum over your life. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Your harvest is not hypothetical, it is imminent. The reward may appear as clarity that heals confusion, prosperity that stabilizes your steps, influence that amplifies your voice, or deep inner transformation that redefines your identity, but the essence is deeper. It is the fulfillment of purpose. It is soul aligning with divine will, spirit reconnecting with its origin, destiny meeting its appointed hour. Prepare to receive this without doubt, without hesitation, without shrinking back into old versions of yourself. You have earned this moment, not through perfection, but through readiness, resilience, and unwavering faith. This is the culmination of a divine journey, a testament to your courage and God's faithfulness. Psalm 126:5 strengthens your spirit. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. You cried, but you also continued. You struggled, but you also obeyed. And heaven counted every tear as seed. Step forward, embrace it. Let the world witness the power of a life fully aligned with God. Your transformation is not just personal, it is cosmic. It sends ripples through the universe, altering trajectories, inspiring others, opening generational doors, and unlocking blessings that will outlive you. Proof that when God calls, miracles follow. Proof that when a chosen one responds, heaven moves. A monumental shift is happening in your life right now. If you feel unsettled, good. If you feel stretched, good. If you feel both excitement and fear tangled together, this is the sign. Transformation begins in the unseen realms long before it manifests physically. It begins with spiritual pressure, emotional stirring, dreams that feel too real, signs that feel too specific, intuition that grows louder by the day. What if this inner stirring is not anxiety, but acceleration? What if the discomfort is not danger, but divine birthing? Physically, God is clearing what no longer serves you. Old patterns break, toxic connections dissolve, fears lose their grip. Habits that once held power suddenly feel foreign, heavy, incompatible. Every removal is intentional, every pruning is purposeful. This is not loss. This is preparation. God creating space within your life so you can finally receive what He has been waiting to release. John 15:2 anchors this truth. Every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes that it may bear more fruit. You are not being cut down, you are being cultivated. Imagine the earth shifting beneath your feet, not to destabilize you, but to reposition you on higher ground. That is what God is doing now. Divine earthquakes are never meant to destroy, they reveal foundation. They expose what must go and align what must remain. God is moving, and you are the recipient of this holy reordering. Every prayer you whispered in the dark, every silent plea, every step of obedience, even the ones that felt small or unnoticed, has contributed to this monumental shift. This transformation will touch every area of your life: spiritual, emotional, financial, relational. It is not just change. It is a full-scale power shift where God's presence becomes the center of your decisions, the anchor of your emotions, and the compass of your future. Isaiah 41:10 breathes courage into your spirit. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. You are not stepping into this alone. Prepare to embrace it fully. For resistance only delays what is divinely destined. The urgency of obedience cannot be overstated. Every action you take today sets the trajectory for the blessings that will find you tomorrow. God's call is not a suggestion, it is a divine directive. Heaven does not make casual invitations. When God speaks, it is with intention, precision, and purpose. Hesitation dilutes the power of the plan He has laid before you. Delays weaken momentum, doubt clouds clarity. The moment to move is now. God is waiting not because He needs permission, but because destiny requires participation. Deuteronomy 28:2 promises, "All these blessings will come on you and overtake you if you obey the Lord your God." Your obedience is the magnet for what heaven has prepared. Obedience is not blind, it is trust in motion. It may require courage when fear argues louder. It may require discipline when comfort begs you to stay still. It may require sacrifice when old versions of you try to pull you back. But every step you take in faith multiplies rewards beyond measure. Think of it as planting seeds in fertile soil. You don't see the growth instantly, but beneath the surface, roots deepen, stretching toward the future God is shaping for you. Ask your soul, if God is opening this door, why am I still hesitating? If this is the moment I prayed for, why am I afraid to walk into it? If heaven is calling me higher, what excuses am I still holding on to? These questions are not accusations, they are invitations to rise. You are in the most pivotal season of your life, a season where everything is changing because everything must change. God is not preparing you for an ordinary life, but for one overflowing with purpose, clarity, impact, and divine alignment. And now, right now, is the moment to say yes. Your transformation is already unfolding, your destiny is already shifting, and heaven is already celebrating what comes next. Each action, no matter how small, carries the potential for a harvest beyond imagination. Nothing is insignificant when done in alignment with God's instructions. Your decisions are like dominoes, spiritual triggers that set divine motion into the unseen. One obedient choice can unlock a cascade of opportunities, breakthroughs, and spiritual growth you never expected. A single yes to God's whisper can shift the entire architecture of your future. And yet, the opposite is equally true. Inaction births delay. Hesitation opens the door to doubt. Distraction becomes fertile soil where stagnation grows. James 4:17 reminds you, "If anyone knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin." Not because God wants to punish you, but because He knows how much blessing is waiting on the other side of obedience. God's plan requires your active participation to manifest fully. Heaven is not passive, and neither can you be. When you obey, even before you fully understand, you align yourself with divine timing and supernatural favor. The blessings that follow you, the protection that surrounds you, and the guidance that keeps finding you are not random. They are responses. They are heaven's echo to your obedience. Today's obedience is the bridge between prayer and manifestation. Your prayers plant the seed, but your obedience waters it, your trust nurtures it, your discipline guards it. In this critical season, focus is your most powerful weapon. God is commanding your attention, not politely requesting it. There is too much at stake, too much being orchestrated, too much shifting in the spiritual realm for you to be careless with your mind. Be fixed solely on Him and the path He has illuminated. Every distraction, whether digital noise, draining relationships, emotional spirals, or the venom of self-doubt, is a barrier to your breakthrough. Success, spiritual and earthly, requires unwavering focus, disciplined intention, and clarity of purpose. Proverbs 4:25 urges, "Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you." Distractions may appear enticing. They may promise ease, temporary relief, or the comfort of the familiar. They may offer social approval, validation, or the illusion of rest. But they are traps, beautiful traps, designed not to destroy you outright, but to delay you just long enough that destiny feels out of reach. They dilute your energy. They scatter your attention. They fog your discernment. Ask yourself, what distraction have I been entertaining that is too expensive for where I am going? The question alone brings clarity. Meditation, prayer, and deliberate stillness are not optional. They are vital tools to sharpen your focus. When you silence external noise and tune your spirit to God's frequency, you strengthen your ability to perceive His guidance and act decisively. Stillness is not inactivity. It is spiritual calibration. It is stepping into a sacred pause where heaven can speak clearly. Psalm 46:10 whispers the command, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is the furnace that purifies your intentions, refines your desires, and aligns your steps. Focus transforms potential into reality. As your attention sharpens, your perception shifts. Doors that once seemed sealed shut begin to open effortlessly. You will notice patterns others miss, opportunities others ignore, and divine confirmations others dismiss as coincidence. Focus isn't only about avoiding distractions, it is about amplifying your connection to God, elevating your awareness, and strengthening the spiritual muscles needed for the next chapter of your destiny. Manifestation is no longer a distant concept. It is happening in real time. God is orchestrating events, aligning circumstances, and positioning people to create opportunities that will transform your life. What once felt still or stagnant is now humming with spiritual electricity. When divine intention meets human readiness, results are immediate, undeniable, and extraordinary. Expect synchronicities that defy coincidence. Expect conversations that feel too precise to be random. Expect resources to arrive exactly when needed. Expect guidance to come through dreams, signs, scripture, or sudden clarity. These alignments are not random. They are divine fingerprints on your journey, evidence that your actions, faith, and obedience have activated the next phase of God's plan. Have you noticed how lately the right words find you at the right time? How certain thoughts repeat until you acknowledge them? How your spirit feels pulled towards something you can't explain yet? What if these are not random moments, but coded messages from heaven? Manifestation also requires participation. This is not a passive miracle, it is a partnership. God initiates, but you must respond. God guides, but you must follow. God opens doors, but you must walk through them. Deuteronomy 30:19 shifts the responsibility into your hands. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life. Divine alignment is a choice, not an accident. As manifestation accelerates, God will highlight what must be released, what must be embraced, and what must be transformed. Some opportunities will be tests, some relationships will be assignments. Some challenges will be upgrades disguised as obstacles. Your discernment will determine your elevation, and this discernment grows with every act of obedience. God is not just answering prayers, He is fulfilling prophecy. He is merging your preparation with His divine schedule. He is weaving the invisible into the inevitable. Your life is not spiraling, it is aligning. Your blessings are not delayed, they are maturing. Your breakthrough is not missing, it is assembling. And soon, very soon, the shift that has been happening within you will erupt into your physical reality. Ask your spirit one more time, am I ready to move when God says move? Am I willing to sacrifice convenience for calling? Am I willing to walk by faith even when sight feels safer? Because the moment your answer becomes yes, heaven releases what has been waiting for you all along. The universe responds to movement, initiative, and courage. When you step forward with confidence, when you take inspired action, even without knowing the full outcome, you activate a law that God embedded into creation from the beginning. It is the sacred principle that motion attracts miracles, that intention summons alignment, that obedience draws favor. And when you dare to move, doors open where walls once stood, paths appear where there was only wilderness, and opportunities reveal themselves in perfect divine timing. Opportunities aren't random gifts. They are confirmations, evidence that you are aligned with God's will, that heaven is responding to your readiness, that destiny is acknowledging your arrival. As these manifestations unfold, remain grateful, humble, and aware. Gratitude sharpens your vision. Humility anchors your spirit. Awareness keeps your discernment alive. Recognize the hand of God in each event, no matter how small. A conversation, a moment of clarity, a sudden shift in your emotions, a closed door that later reveals itself as protection. All of it is God, and letting yourself see His fingerprints fuels your faith, perseverance, and sense of purpose. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 whispers through this season, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Wealth, your life is in motion, and the trajectory is divinely guided. The path to your destiny has always existed, woven into the architecture of your story since the beginning, but now God is clearing the debris, removing blockages, and illuminating the way. Every intentional step you take activates this divine plan, transforming potential into physical reality. The path may not always be obvious. Sometimes it looks like uncertainty, sometimes like waiting, sometimes like disruption. But each choice aligned with God's will illuminates the next step as surely as a lamp lights the road ahead. Psalm 119-105 becomes your anchor here. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Faith is the fuel for this journey. Trust in God's guidance, especially when your eyes cannot yet see what your spirit knows to be true. Every step you take, even the smallest ones, is a signal to God and the universe that you are ready to claim your destiny. Have you ever noticed how a single moment of courage can shift the entire direction of your life? How one obedient choice seems to unlock a chain of blessings you didn't foresee? This is not coincidence, it is spiritual law in motion. Hesitation delays blessings, while courageous action accelerates them. Each obstacle you face is not an indicator of failure, but a test, refining your resolve, deepening your faith, and strengthening your preparation for what lies ahead. As you persist, choosing obedience over fear, discipline over distraction, the path opens more clearly with every step, and when you walk in alignment, something extraordinary begins to happen. You experience effortless flow, a state where insights, support, opportunities, and divine timing synchronize in ways that surpass human planning. This is what it feels like when God aligns every factor in the unseen realm for your success. Lunar phases, human hearts, opportunities, timing. He weaves all of it into a tapestry designed specifically for your elevation. Isaiah 45:2 affirms this promise. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. God communicates in both subtle and unmistakable ways. Sometimes it's a gentle whisper in your spirit. Other times, it's a dream you can't shake, or a recurring number, a coincidence that feels too precise, a sentence in a book, a stranger's comment that feels like a message. Awareness is key. Without it, divine signs pass unnoticed, and direction is missed. Pay attention to the patterns that appear in your life. They are not random. They are spiritual breadcrumbs, intentional nudges, confirmation markers guiding your steps. Recognizing these signs requires a heart tuned to spiritual perception, one that is open even in mundane moments. Each sign carries meaning. Some confirm decisions you're about to make. Others warn you of misalignment. Some reveal new pathways. Others highlight what must be released. Interpretation requires reflection, prayer, and intuition, your inner dialogue with God. Proverbs 3:6 grounds this process. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Act on these signs promptly. Hesitation dulls their power. Immediate response accelerates divine favor. Your ability to notice, interpret, and act upon God's hints becomes a powerful tool, one that unlocks opportunities, removes blockages, and moves you deeper into your destiny. Ask yourself, what signs has God already shown me that I've been too afraid to act on? The answer to that question often reveals the exact step that will change everything. Even when circumstances seem insurmountable, divine intervention is at work on your behalf. God is actively fighting battles in the spiritual realm that you may never see. He is clearing paths, neutralizing opposition, and preparing victory long before you step onto the battlefield. This intervention is not passive, it is strategic and precise. Every prayer you've whispered, every act of faith, every moment you chose obedience has contributed to a chain reaction of supernatural support. Exodus 14:14 speaks directly to this moment. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Understanding this divine support brings confidence, courage, and resilience. When challenges arise, remember, the battle is not new. It is already won in the unseen. Trust that forces working against you are being neutralized by God's power. But divine intervention also requires your cooperation. Stand firm, walk in alignment, continue your steps of faith. This is how you allow God's power to manifest fully, bringing breakthroughs so miraculous that people around you will know, surely God has done this. Your mind is the battlefield where destiny is won or lost. God is calling you to command your thoughts, redirect your focus, and align your inner landscape with His vision for your life. Negative thinking, doubt, fear, they are distractions created to weaken your alignment and silence your potential. Intentional thought patterns are transformative. Speaking life over your circumstances shifts your atmosphere. Visualizing God's promises activates spiritual momentum. Romans 12:2 becomes your guidance. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your thoughts are not mere ideas, they are spiritual signals. They tell heaven if you're ready. They tell God if you trust Him. They tell the universe whether to release or withhold. So, ask yourself one final, life-defining question. If my thoughts became my future, would I be proud of what I'm creating? Because the moment your mind aligns with God's vision, your destiny begins to unfold at a speed that can only be described as supernatural. This is the moment, chosen one, where everything we have walked through together settles into your spirit like a final, holy breath. After all the signs, all the shifts, all the whispers and awakenings woven across your journey, let this truth rise gently but powerfully within you. God has already begun the transformation. What you feel stirring is not imagination, it is fulfillment. It is the unfolding of destiny meeting readiness. It is heaven revealing what it has been preparing long before you had language for your calling. You are standing at the threshold of a new era of your life, one marked not by fear, but by clarity, not by confusion, but by alignment, not by stagnation, but by divine motion. And now, more than ever, God is reminding you that you are not walking into this next chapter alone. He goes before you, He stands beside you, and He strengthens what your spirit is becoming. The trajectory of your life is not random, it is sacred, it is intentional, it is guided by a hand that has never once failed you. So, as you move forward, let everything we've explored become more than just revelation. Let it become lifestyle. Let it become rhythm. Let it become the quiet confidence that rises in your chest when doubt tries to whisper. Let it become the anchor you return to when distractions try to steal your clarity. And remember this, your transformation is not just about you. It changes atmospheres. It breaks generational patterns. It awakens others simply by the way you stand in your truth. Before we close, I want to invite you, if this message reached you, if it stirred something deep, if it helped you see yourself and God's plan with renewed clarity, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment below. Your words often become confirmation for another listener, and if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss future messages crafted for your spirit, your journey, and your awakening. And to those of you who support this channel through super thanks, super chat, or simply through your presence and prayers, I want you to know this from the very bottom of my heart. I see you, I appreciate you, and I am deeply grateful. Whether you give financially or not, whether you are here quietly or actively, your presence is a blessing. You are part of this family. You are part of this calling. As we come to a close, gently place your hand over your heart for just a moment. Feel the warmth, feel the rhythm, feel the life inside you responding to truth. You are not the same person who began this message. Something shifted, something aligned, something awakened, and heaven rejoices over every step you take from here. So I speak this blessing over you. May clarity walk beside you. May peace go ahead of you. May courage rise within you. May God's presence surround you like a shield. And may every door meant for your destiny swing wide open at the perfect time. You are chosen, you are guided, you are protected, and the best chapters of your story are just beginning. Until next time, be blessed, be strengthened, and walk boldly in the light God has placed inside you.